You're like Eminem for basketball. So you were playing in front of thousands and thousands of people. You didn't go pro. What happened?
Yeah.
And why not?
I had CNN, ESPN, MSNBC, NBC, Sports Center, MTV. They're all in my inbox. On a bad month, I do 20 mil on YouTube alone. I got 1 million subs in one day from a video.
What was the video that went ballistic first?
It was funny. It was actually, AND1 was very A-list, right? It might have been the most viewed show on television. It was on 50 to 100 times a week. We went from that to not being recognized at all. Business fell completely off.
I was going to ask you who you think the best player of all time was. What it is, Bradley, back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, as always, I got a real treat for you. Now, most people play by the rules. Some people write their own. And then there's today's guest, a man who broke the whole damn game wide open. You might know him as the Professor, viral streetball legend, AND1 Mixtape icon, the guy with over 1 billion views, breaking ankles and serving buckets to people who thought they had game and left limping with their pride in pieces. But that's just the surface. What most people don't know is this guy took the hardest road you can take from being overlooked, doubted, and laughed at to building a global brand bigger than most NBA players will ever touch. No league, no machine, no handouts, just skill, hustle, and relentless faith in himself and God, from what I hear. He went from the high of playing packed arenas to losing it all to reinventing himself in the digital age and coming back stronger than ever. It's a story about business, about mindset, about reinvention, about staying in the game, even when the world moves on without you. And trust me, there's more to this man than just a crossover. Grayson Boucher, the Professor. Welcome to Dropping Bombs.
Hey, humble, man. Thanks for having me on.
Now, someone told me that you're coming out with a little more faith-based content. Have you always been faith-based, or is that newfound faith?
No, actually, I became Christian 2011, actually.
How did you become that way?
2011. I accepted Christ. I actually had a funeral, to be honest. One of my close friends back then, he was on the AND1 Mixtape tour. His name was Escalade. He actually died of a heart attack.
Damn.
And I went to the funeral, and it was kind of crazy. His brother's Mark Jackson. You know, Mark that does the analyst for the ex-NBA player, Mark Jackson. And he was doing the funeral also. He did the eulogy because I guess he was a pastor at the time. But man, I felt like God had, spoke to me in different ways leading up to that. And then that was just like the icing on the cake. And so they had like an altar call, and I went forward, and it just felt like the right thing to do. But then since then, full transformation. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So how did a white kid from Oregon, dude, become one of the best ball handlers on the planet?
I'm a student of the game, my whole life. I would say I was kind of like a basketball nerd. Like I really didn't do no girlfriend, no hangouts, no drugs, no alcohol, no socializing, just play basketball. You know what I mean? So time investment into the game, and then being a student of it, and then it just being my passion.
Where in Oregon?
Kaiser, Oregon. It's a small outskirt on the outside of Salem, Oregon.
I know where.
Nobody's ever heard of it. There's 40,000 people. I knew everybody in the town growing up.
I heard of it. I came from Cottage Grove, not too far from you.
That's where you're from.
Yep.
No way. That's crazy.
Cottage Grove, Oregon.
I don't know anybody from Cottage Grove. That's crazy.
Yeah. Then I moved to Eugene. Dude, listen, I think I got ruined in basketball. One time I was playing for Lincoln Junior High, and I freaking snatched the ball and ran down and did a layup. Okay. Killer layup.
Okay.
Wrong side.
Ooh.
The whole school saw it, dude. I was embarrassed as shit. I got freaking booed. It was the most humiliating thing I think that's ever happened.
That's awesome.
And I said, fuck basketball. Never played it again.
The game can be cold, man. It's funny. Some dude in the summer league over here, he did it like first play of the game. The jump ball went to him. He thought he was going this way. It was the opponent. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I was like thinking I was all badass, and I snatched the ball away from him. Freaking did a little layup and bang, just got busted. But I think that's what happened with my basketball dislike.
Got you.
I mean, I like basketball. I just don't love it like you did.
Sure.
So you loved basketball. Mm-hmm. Now, again, growing up in Kaiser, Oregon, small white dude.
Yeah.
How big were you? Were you a little one?
Oh, tiny. Yeah, I was 4'11", 85 pounds, freshman in high school.
So how did the basketball make you like? Why basketball?
Pops was a diehard, just loved the game. Even though he didn't play professionally or in college, just loved the game. So his passion for the game wore off onto me. Became a fan of the NBA. Michael Jordan,
I was going to ask you who you think the best player of all time was.
Michael Jordan. I think so. Yeah.
Keep trying to tell people that every time about LeBron. It's like LeBron.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends how you define it, right? Because I just think like the best player of all time is the most skilled, like the best at the game, at the craft. I don't think anybody debates Michael Jordan's a better basketball player than LeBron.
Oh yeah, they do. That's my old camera guy.
There's no move. What's LeBron's move? I'm always like, name 2 moves LeBron does. The step back. Well, he has no moves. Like,
not only that, like people don't stand in line for his shoes.
Yeah, no, but I think LeBron is amazing. But I just think like master of the craft was like Jordan and Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, and Kobe's mimicking Jordan, right? Like tons of moves and counters in the low post. A mid-range game is crazy. Triple threat, he had it mastered. Like off the dribble, he was great. One dribble pull-up was amazing. I think with Braun, a lot of it's just physicality, even though he did become like a really good shooter, and he's like his jump shot always improved every year. And like he did get better, but I just think like, I think it's hard to debate that, right? Because like, they're like, Jordan was like surgical with like his moves and reading the defender and like, yeah, it's just not the same,
Yeah, good. Well, I wish my ex-camera guy was here right now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's like one of those obnoxious LeBron fans.
The sucky part is about the combo is that it always makes it sound like you don't like the other. It makes it sound like the other guy sucks or something, when you make the comparison. Because, I mean, is LeBron the second best of all? He's certainly the top 5, top 3.
I don't know basketball enough to argue, but you do. So if he was here, I'd love to see you guys argue. Because when I'd say Michael Jordan, I think it's just because that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
And he's like, how many rings did they get? He knows basketball. So I can't argue with him. You could have though.
What's crazy though? Like what I do think, okay, I don't agree with all Jordan diehards, even though I'm one, but like, I do think like if you went head to head with LeBron, it wouldn't look like what they think. Like, so like the theory that like Jordan just like dominate LeBron isn't, I don't believe that to be true. I think I'm not going to say it's an even matchup, but it gives him some problems, like Mitch Richmond used to give Jordan a little bit of problems, not ton. Like Jordan still won the battle, but like he had some problems. So like a big, super physical guy that he would have a hard time like posting up would definitely be a more challenging matchup than he was used to, for sure, right? Because he faced guys that were LeBron's size, but they probably weren't as mobile. They didn't play the guard. So, I mean, the dude's a beast. You know what I mean? Like, if he was here, I don't think I'd argue with him. I'd just be like, hey, man, I just thought MJ was better. Much love.
So, dude, if social media didn't exist, do you think the professor would still exist? Or would you be some unknown dude good at basketball telling everyone, like, how good you are?
I wouldn't tell him how good I was, but I probably, who knows? That's hard to say, but easily unknown, easily.
You think you'd still be good, though?
Anyone put a dent in the culture, so I'd probably just be known from the, like a pastime person.
Do you think you'd still be good, though? Like, you'd have loved it either way?
I don't know, because like when digital, like when AND1 went off the air, ESPN, 2008, and our contracts ended, I was still doing one-off. What really happened? So I was doing one-off games, living off AND1 fame, right? We still did AND1 internationally because it was licensed out in a bunch of countries internationally, and the fan base was still there. So I almost could tour anywhere. You know what I mean? So I would just do these like one-off games to pay the bills, and then
they would pay you to play, or would you hustle?
Pay to play.
Did you ever hustle?
Oh, no, not really. No, there's no money. It's not real. And the game doesn't even end sometimes, right? You know what I mean? You get in a fight,
Have you gotten fights?
People are hacking. I don't fight, you know what I mean? I'm a small guy. I show everybody love when I play, so I try not to give off a vibe like that. Because usually guys that fight, they already go in a little chippy, right? Your vibe is already hostile. And so then like, it's only a matter of time before somebody's going to throw some punches. But People have gotten mad at me for sure.
Well, you tend to get pissed when someone clowns you.
Oh, I get pissed?
No.
Oh, you say just in general?
If I'm good and you come clown me, I'm gonna get pissed.
Some people do. Yeah, some people do. I think honestly though, a lot of people are hostile, and that doesn't help their cause. Because like, I tend to show everybody love and even like laugh a little bit, and I'm real like sarcastic. Like if I talk trash, it wouldn't be how you'd think. Like I like to like cross somebody up fake between the legs, snatch a bag. They're running that way, and I'm like, oh, thank you, my bro. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I'm making it a laugh. It's like fun. I just have like a fun vibe.
So were you practicing like nonstop every day, all day for like years and years?
Yeah, I mean, when you're younger and you got that time, right? And then I think around my early 30s, somewhere in there, you know, all this business of YouTube and entrepreneurship, it takes up a lot of your time too. So it's funny, like I got so caught up with that for so long that now I make efforts to go back to training more. You know, it's like, it was like riding a bike for so long that it was good. But then now as you get into your 40s and you want to continue to play, it's like you need that body maintenance, you know, the PT and the seeing the trainer twice a week, get your cardio up and your runs in. And so there's a lot to that. And then it's hard to find time just to play ball, like be creative, think of new moves and stuff like that. So I'm having to like go back to like practicing all the time, you know?
You know Tim Grover?
Jordan's trainer, is that who you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know him?
Oh, no. Huh? No.
Yeah, I've had him on. He's a cool dude.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few interviews. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, he's just a flat out cool dude. So I'm trying to picture you, kid in Kaiser, Oregon, playing basketball every day. Got it. You, obviously talented, but with practice, that's how you get that way.
Yeah.
How come there's a million kids practicing every day, but they don't get that good? What do you think the difference is?
It's a good question. It's a few things. So some kids might not practice with enough intensity. So you're not playing at game speed. That happens all the time, right? People don't practice at game speed. They get in the game. It's way more intense. It's hard to equal the game in your practice time. You really got to go hard, you know? You got to have imagination a little bit. Imagine yourself in the game. So I think intensity is one. I think two, a lot of people don't work on their weaknesses. If you want to continue to get better, you need to work on things you're not good at. A lot of people, like, you know, if they have a great jump shot, is go shoot more jumpers, or when they play, they stick to what they know. You know, it's like if they're good at going to the bucket left with a hezzy, they just always do that and don't work on new moves and try to broaden their bag, you know what I mean, or ways they can score. I think also there's a big thing of some people just can't do it under the lights and under the pressure. You know, I think that has to do with just mentality and how bad you want it. So I've seen people who practice a lot and even can be open gym superstars. That's what I call it. This, you know, open gym superstar is like a no pressure game. Nobody watching there. You could be good. But then like when the audience, you know, when the people are in there and then you're expected to do it in that moment, it's almost like you tense up a little bit. And so you're just not as effective, and maybe you don't want it as much. Like low talent, you know, can beat talent if they work hard, you know? So just like, your tenacity and how bad you want it is something. And it has a lot to do with just mentality.
Yeah.
You know, even me, sometimes like I'll be playing and I'll realize like I'll have to kick it up a gear. I realize I'm not in like full blast mode. There's just like different modes, you know, it's hard to explain.
So I'm picturing you in school. Did you drop out of school? Did you finish school? Like, how come you didn't go pros where I'm getting at? Like, because I see you good, young, you're playing in school, but you didn't go pro. What happened?
Yeah.
And why not?
No, because I looked like I was 12 when I was 18.
But that's what would have made it cool. Did you try to go pro?
They didn't think so. So here's the thing. What you're saying is like, actually, like if you saw how I was viewed at that time.
Dude, look at Spud Webb.
He's a stud athlete.
How tall is he?
5'7".
Yeah, see, you're taller than that.
Well, now, but I wasn't in high school. But yeah, he was a stud though. Like Spud Webb probably scored 30 points a game or 20 or 30 points a game. He dunked 3 or 4 times a game, which is insane at 5'7".
Could you dunk?
No, I'm not a dunker. I'm on the ground. No, I'm a third as good as Spud Webb in high school probably. Like I wasn't no phenom. I looked like I was like, in high school, I probably looked like I was 10 years old or 8 years old, and I weighed 120, and maybe I got to 5'9" my senior year, but I had like this crazy handle that didn't fit the mold for a lot of white people, play basketball, which is more like Princeton offense. It's more X's and O's. We're going to try to play a team game that outsmarts the athletes, instead of like the best players who are going to college is running pick and rolls and ISOs and doing moves and throwing alley oops. You know what I mean? So I didn't fit the mold. I was playing more like that, but I have the trust from my coaches to do that. And then also on defense, I was kind of a liability. Like I was good at I could steal the ball like out front because I was kind of quick with my hands. But like if somebody put a body on me, I'd just tense up. So I barely played D, even though I had all these skills. I didn't fit the mold. A crossover to a bucket was viewed as like a show off thing, right? I was just copying Allen Iverson, because I loved how he played. It was so dynamic, put on such a show. He had all this heart. But it was viewed as like showing off. I loved AND1. I was a fan before I was on there. So my teammates doing no look passes between the legs. It was all showboating to my coaches. I had more like Bobby Knight-ish type coaches who they're not going to encourage you going crazy with the handle and stuff like that,
Are there a number of NBA players today that if they went 1v1 with you, you'd cook them?
Ooh, it's tough to say. I think that people view me now going this long and like the legend always builds, so people just think I like dominate every time I take to the court. But I'm actually an underdog though. I'm actually like, I don't look like a hooper, right? You said you thought I'd be taller. That's what everybody.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't, if someone told me, hey, that dude's killer at basketball, I'd have said, that don't fit.
So that's actually why I got popular to begin with, right? I'm just extreme underdog. But then
you're like Eminem for basketball.
I've called that every day of my life. But yeah. So like if I play some NBA pros today, I would surprise people how much I would hang because there's a big audience. Like you're viewing it really friendly, like outside of. There's a lot of people that be like, "That dude's garbage." You know what I'm saying? Like people in the hoop enthusiast world would be like, can't hang with no NBA players. Like, you got a handle, but whatever. You know what I mean? So I would surprise them that I could actually hang. And then once in a while, we will go crazy. I'll shake an NBA player and break their ankles and it'd be like surprising. So it's more that. It's more like underdogish. But if I play a regular street ball player, we kill and destroy. We're going to leave with 50 clips, 50 highlights.
So obviously, in your mind, you're not better than the NBA players then.
No, and there's no need to be because that's you know what a hard feat that is? That's insane. I'd have to eat brass ball for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You know what I mean? Like eat the weights.
It's also a different game, isn't it?
It's a different game. I'm pure entertainment. Don't get me wrong. I play at a high level because I love winning, right? Like I'm bummed if I ever take an L, right? But it's all entertainment. You know what I mean? And so I pride myself on being the most entertaining. And then I'm trying to like be the first player to be quick, fast, and play at a high level till 50 years old. Cause like now at 41, I'd never met anybody I still play with full range of motion of crossovers, quick and fast, just like a young person. So I never met nobody going this long that still played like a young person. So I'm trying to do that longer than anybody else. So I pride myself more on stamina and more on being I do feel like I'm the most entertaining basketball player.
Are you playing every day?
No. I try to work with, if I don't have a hoop shoot, because like my shoots drain me, right? But if I don't have like a shoot where I'm hooping, I try to get with a trainer twice a week to do a 30-minute like hoop cardio workout, work on moves, stay sharp, work on jumpers, get the cardio up. And then I'm with a trainer off the court like twice a week. And then I try to get some like mile runs and 2-mile runs just to keep the joints moving.
Where do you live?
I live in LA, Studio City.
So you remember the Harlem Globetrotters?
Of course, they're still around, of course.
They're still around? They're not the same ones, obviously. So the franchise still exists. Because I never see any advertisements for the Harlem Globetrotters. But when I was a young kid, dude, the Harlem Globetrotters, I was always thinking that like they'd waste anybody in the NBA.
Oh, yeah,
Just because of the shit they did.
Yeah, they said that about me and my teammates too with AND1 at the time. But I think like the casuals don't know the deep, like the game, like the original Globetrotters actually played real basketball though. So like and then it morphed into a scripted game, as time went on. But I think the Globetrotters peaked in the 80s and maybe the 90s. And then They're still around. I actually was talking to them about doing some consulting for marketing, funny enough. They're going on 100 years. They're trying to do a doc. They're trying to do some big things for the 100-year mark.
So if you're 41, when I was 15, you were born. So, yeah, you probably didn't even remember the Harlem Globetrotters much, did you, or did you?
I had their jerseys growing up. My dad was such a basketball fan. I definitely was aware and knew about him, but I couldn't name anybody by name. I didn't.
Meadowlark Lemon.
Yeah, I know. Like I know now. I
you
did
remember that name?
All the research. Yeah, no, like Meadowlark Lemon,
Curly
and
something.
Curly Neal
Yeah.
are actually my idols. Obviously, I didn't deep study their game. I just got whatever footage was on YouTube. But I'm like, one of my basketball goals is to make the Hall of Fame as a contributor. And I think they both did as individuals. And then the Globetrotters made it as a unit also. So like, in a way, I'm kind of following their footsteps. They're like my idols. But they, did they play real? I think they did scripted games though. I'm not sure they actually played real ball, either one of them. So yeah, but Globetrotters Showtime basketball. People always tell me I should play for them, but I'm like, it's a script. Like I like to play. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like a Globetrotter for real though.
So ultimately, do you envy anything about people that have zero recognition, zero fame? Like, in other words, are you tired of freaking people coming up to you, or you like it?
How do I view that?
Dude, I get stopped. And I only have a fraction of the followers. I get stopped daily in airports and like, can I take a picture? And it's like, I don't mind it. I like it. But I'm wondering, like, you got to have way more than that.
Oh, yeah. I'd take 500 selfies a day or something. I don't know.
Do you like that or do you hate that?
I'm grateful, actually. I actually really appreciate the support because they did it the other way. AND1 was very A-list, right? It might have been the most viewed show on television. It was on 50 to 100 times a week. Because ESPN only had 4 shows, so they would marathon the hottest show all night, right? It was the hottest show for like 5 or 6 years. So we went from that to not being recognized at all. Business fell completely off. In 2009, I went to a UCLA game, and one dude came up to me, and he was like, wait. He's like, didn't you play like a basketball tournament or something? Aren't you? Like, couldn't even name me, didn't know where I played. One person. So I think like, when digital gave me a second chance in my YouTube, I got 1 million subs in one day from a video. Like it turned into a business. I was just grateful that I kind of like rebounded because people were connecting the dots. They're like, oh, this is a dude from AND1, you know? So I try to just stay grateful. I feel like it's part of the business. So like, what are you going to do? I mean, you might as well embrace it.
What was the video that went ballistic first?
It was funny. It was actually something I never would have considered doing in the 2000s because in the 2000s, in the hip hop community, it was more about how hard you were and how cool you were. You know what I mean? Whereas today, I feel like the nerds win at everything, right? It's like the nerds are on top. So my homie knew about cosplay, and he was telling me how popular Comic-Con was. And he's like, some of these vids online when people dress up are crazy. He's like, you should hoop as a superhero, but don't take it off. It'll be like a prank. Don't take the costume off. So I did a Spider-Man basketball video, and we shot it in like 20 minutes. I just thought it was going to be funny. I thought that it'd get a few more views than my other videos. I was like, why not? A viral swing. I never thought about a viral swing. I didn't view myself as a YouTuber. I just thought my basketball lived there. So it's cool. Threw it up. I think did 6 million in a week. On the old algorithm, 6 in a week is like insane. I had CNN, ESPN, MSNBC, NBC, Sports Center, MTV. They're all in my inbox, one after the other, the next day.
Saying what? Let me interview you?
Yeah. Or can we use this video on our site? Somewhere like, let me interview.
Did you charge?
Did you? Heck no. I was like, yes. Let's get it.
If you could go back to that day, knowing what you know now, what would you have done different?
Ooh, uploaded more, come with more creative ideas. Cause I came with some of those creative ideas. I'm like, man, this went viral in 2021. You know, like I did Space Jam. Well, Space Jam came back out. I did Bugs Bunny hooping IRL, did 10 mil in a week. Just played one-on-one with a bunch of people for a 3-minute video. I probably played for like 20, 30 minutes. And I was like, dang, these ideas, this would have went off in the old internet too. So I could have 50 million subscribers. Instead, I have 8 because I was just overthinking stuff, trying to go for like really quality uploads, which in turn, I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. But I think like I could have sacrificed a little bit of quality just to upload more and then do more creative ideas and start more products. you know.
How much you make from that?
How much did I make from?
How much do you make from your videos
YouTube?
playing?
Oh, it's all over the place. It could be $10K a month. It could be $100K a month. It depends how viral you are and how much you uploaded and all of the above. You know, YouTube is, the AdSense is all over the place.
If you stop uploading shit, those videos still get played. So do you get paid regardless?
Yeah, it goes for a while.
So if you just stopped, you think money would just keep flowing in?
Oh, it'll go down. You know, it's like the staircase effect. It'll go down. It'll be like, the graph would look like this. You know, eventually it would take like, I'm trying to think, to die out all the way. It probably wouldn't die out all the way. You might pay a couple grand after a year or two.
So when like Christmas is coming up, you like, shit, dude, we got to make some vids. I got some Christmas presents to buy.
You know, it's funny. I get paid more in the summers. I don't know why. The Google AdSense for me, the summers are always the most friendly time. So
why is that?
Maybe because it's like, it fits more of my, like what I do, you know, street ball, summertime, outdoors. I don't know, because usually around that holidays, you would think they spark up the AdSense. Don't get me wrong, I've had a great holiday season before, but most of the time it's summers. I don't know.
So you got something called Crossed Up University?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's my online academy. You know, ever since I started doing this professionally, since the 2000s, people ask me like, how can I dribble like you? You know what I mean? And so it's a university that offers them
online.
Yeah, my foundational workouts that birthed my whole career. Like I did a really honest program that just shows exactly like, hey, these are some of the first moves I learned. Here's some of the counter moves. Here's a little bit of the moves that I would have taught myself if I go back in time. So yeah, I have one workout available. There's a monthly thing available. There's a live event thing available, but now I added 4 programs to it. So hoping to launch that in the next month or so.
It's all online.
CrossW.com.
Now, if you were a young baller, would you honestly highly recommend that they go do the same things? Because I mean, if you take someone that's able to dribble like you,
yep,
dude, they could even if they don't make the NBA, they can go make a shit ton of dough making noise online.
Facts. Yeah, super facts. Yeah, I think so. I think with my additional programs that I'm adding, it's gonna be a lot better just because like it's a more well-rounded package. Like I offered a program for people who want to make their high school team. You know, it's like it's very foundational. And then if you were elite, you could like start halfway through it and you could still learn a lot. But offering more programs would be better. But yeah, I would encourage anybody for sure.
Where do people get that?
What, the program?
Yeah.
Oh, CrossW.com.
Crossed up, just like it sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a university. So CrossW.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a parent, you know, and I got my little kid hanging around after school looking for something to do, I might go buy that for him and just almost like force him to go through it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for even if kid has no ball handling skills. It's just good introductory, because at the end of the day, things that challenge you and you're like, it's just good to like step one, just like see it and try to understand it and plant a seed for, you know, what could develop in the future. But yeah, I think everybody needs ball handling skills. I saw a kid the other day, he was 12, and I go, what position do you play? You know, he asked me for a photo, but I was just struck up a little combo. I said, what position do you play? He's like, oh, I'm like a center. And I was like, you're a center? Because he was only like, you know, a little taller than me, baby. And I was like, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 12. And I was like, okay. I was like, make sure you're working on your guard skills though, because everybody needs guard skill, like ball handling, you know, be able to operate from the top, because if you're big when you're little, you don't know how tall you're going to be. You might cap out at 6'3". Now you're a point guard, you know? And then if you're Kevin Durant's height, that's what the NBA looks like. A bunch of dudes who are as tall as centers, but they all can play like a guard. It's like, they're like the cheat code from the 90s, right? They're the player on the video game you would build. 7 foot, dribble like a point guard, you know, it's getting advanced out here.
So yeah, I would definitely advise people to go get your kids in that. Maybe even take it myself. Like I'm 56 now. I'm an old dog. What's the point of me doing it?
If you just want to get better, you know, get better playing pickup, be able to get around your opponent. I show very foundational moves, just how to beat your opponent to the bucket. You know, like a lot of people play the game and they never actually can do a shake move to like get around their opponent and go lay it up. So you could even just learn stuff like that.
Because mainly, you know, it's about dribbling. It's about ball handling.
Yeah. My program is all like, I'll offer some shooting programs, some stuff later. I did a scoring program that I'm going to add, but it's pretty much all predicated on ball handling. I stick with my niche. I know what I'm expert in.
All right. So when you found Jesus or opted in, sounds like. I don't know how usually something tragic needs to happen for someone to find God, but you just kind of felt that way.
Well, no, I mean, my best friend passed away. It was at his funeral, so that was tragic. But
yeah, but I mean, usually it's like something tragic happened to me.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I mean, AND1 crashing was tragic, going broke, going from A-list to broke. What
were you making during the thing?
Oh, I think my whole AND1 run, I probably made a little over $2 million the whole run. I think that they didn't pay us like NBA players. I don't think the guys who start AND1, they're like NBA fans, and NBA runs basketball, right? So they're treating that as a top priority, even though the mixtape tour is what blew the whole thing up, right? But they never would feature us. They wouldn't pay us like that. Only me and Hot Sauce had like a signature shoe and a jersey at Foot Locker, and that was it. It was just for one season. They never gave us like signature lines and went all in for the mixtape tour. I think probably because they didn't trust us to, like new territory featuring somebody not in the NBA at that level. That's what I say, even with my career, it's all new territory. Like I just signed this endorsement deal with Anta. Anta's number 3 to behind Nike and Adidas globally. And I don't get paid like an NBA player, but I got a bigger following than anybody in the NBA except for the top tier, the Braun, Steph, Kyrie and those guys. But
do you get to design the shoe?
No.
Or do they just say, this is your shoe?
They said, this is your shoe. I had a PE. It's called the Shockwave 7. You can get it at anta.com. But they gave it to me, I think. But that's what I'm saying. For me to get true value is very risky for them just because it feels weird to the culture. It's not even on record that I have as big a following as NBA All-Stars to the cult. Like, if you know, right? People know my brand, but that's not a known thing. So I think I'm walking now. So like whoever the next professor is going to sign that 7-figure deal before he's 25 with a shoe company, probably, to be honest. This is all new territory right now. Because like,
as long as you got a following, who cares?
Yeah, it's like, do I provide more value than like an average NBA player that they have signed and he has a...
I would say yes.
Wait, what? Way more. Because think about it, even just like, a little bit of analytics, social media. On a bad month, I do 20 mil on YouTube alone. I do all the social media. Even Facebook, I go crazy, right? I do every social platform. I never did less than 20 million views on the month in 20 years or whatever. Or since I started my YouTube, it's 2009. So what's that? 16 years. Never did less than 20 mil views. That's a bad month where we're not really uploading. So
you would think though, advertisers know that.
Yeah, some people know you have a big following, just don't know how to measure it to the NBA. Because the NBA feels big. It's the arenas every other night. It's PR, it's press conferences with mad cameras. So it feels like that's where the actions and the true value is. And they're right to a degree, but some creators compete with that just strictly on the video and whatever events they do. But it's just different and it's not viewed as high because there's not $1 million tags attached to that brand. Whereas like the NBA, you know what I mean? It's like the hype.
But it may be because they have agents and they negotiate harder. And they're attached to big teams with big money.
Of course. And
people outside, not so much. So like, I can offer this kid a couple $100,000 where I got to offer this kid 20 million bucks.
Yeah. And I think if I negotiated, cause I have an agent, right? We got agents, they negotiate. Don't get me wrong. I'm doing deals for 100K, 60K for, some multi-6-figure. So it's good. But I think if they negotiate and say, all right, you want professor? You got to go at least $2 million. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Which
it's eyeballs, bro.
He wouldn't be wrong.
Let me be your agent, dude. I'll get it for you.
I think they would just walk the other way.
Dude, it's eyeballs. Someone's got to close them. It boils down to eyeballs. How many kids are going to want this shoe? Well, it depends on how many kids see it. I don't give a shit if it's on Kevin Durant or freaking the professor. Like they see the shoe, they want the shoe. Now, when it's their hero, because they see him every day in the NBA, yeah, there's a little more towards that. But I don't know.
I've got a hero. You'd be shocked, man.
I would suggest that.
Ask him. Bro.
Yeah, but me,
I have diehards.
Me as an advertiser, yeah. I would, I'd do both. Yeah. I'd get the people in the arena and out on the street. I'd get both of you, but
it's just starting. It's just starting. Nobody's doing, like, I'm the first one, like an actual, like deal. I think like one
but look
trainer.
at NIL now.
Yeah. NIL, which that's a joke. Like if you compared to eyeballs compared to the college players, like it's a landslide. It's not even close. But as I'm saying, look, like you said, they're attached to big universities or big teams. You got big agents. You got a lot of microphones, a lot of camera, but it's not necessarily so like it's just new territory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good topic. I love that you brought this up, man. I'm using this. We got to use this. You know what I mean?
All right. So the faith, I keep going back to that because 2011.
Are you Christian? Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Christian.
Oh, okay, got you.
Only because if you do some crazy research,
yeah,
you start to realize like, man's had its hand in it, but I definitely am faith-based and I believe in Yahshua, which most people know as Jesus.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I'm not like a Bible thumper by any stretch of the imagination. Gotcha. Otherwise I wouldn't sit around saying fuck this and fuck that. And, but I'm a good dude. I'm ethical, kind, generosity, and I believe, yes. But the reason I ask is because people keep saying to me lately, you've been talking about it more. Not really.
Okay.
But I've always been, since I was 7, I was at a fair where they told me to come into this little hut. And there were Bible teachers in there saying, take the Lord Jesus into your heart and he'll stay forever. And I did it. And if that's the truth, well then.
Like you repented for sin? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. How they take little kids and have you pray and you don't know what you're doing, but you're just saying yes because they're there.
Well, at times people are. Yeah, a lot of people aren't doing it because of what they believe is actually historical truth and like the facts, right? They think it's or they do it because their family does it, their community.
Yeah, or their environment.
It's just comfortable. Yeah, I think if you truly own it, but I think biblically God's looking for people to truly own it, right? I mean, that's what.
Well, I know, but He also made us, so it'd be kind of hard to not know what we were going to think.
Oh, yeah. It's the whole conversation of free will versus what was written. That's tough.
Well, not only that, it's like, how do you know? Because I don't think anyone knows. They just believe. So there's the difference between, So there's the difference. But nobody knows.
No, but I do think a lot of evidence around Christianity. I mean,
there's a lot of evidence.
You were saying like deep study. There's way smarter people than myself I know that have just deep study, devoted lives to deep study and. Yeah, I'm saying whether it's hard facts, whether it was deep biblical wisdom, like did you catch that? It's insane. Like that's what I was shocked by when kind of like coming to faith was that the faith has to be a heart. It's like a humility move, right? Accepting Christ. It's more of a heart thing than a knowledge thing, right? But then actually going to the knowledge side is shocking, right? Like the evidence for Christ is insane.
The evidence is there. But also, that's why I always say, Christian, I would say by definition, I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Buddhist.
Got you.
I'm not Jewish, but at the end of the day, I would say Jesus is the way I'm going. That there's evidence, but I'm thinking like, what were you before? Just, you didn't believe anything?
This is like a kind of kid mind, you know what I'm saying? My mind was all just kiddo. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I think
you weren't against it though.
I just said it wasn't. I thought it wasn't for me. I think what I thought was that people affiliate to things that you can't really know about because it makes them feel good or they feel better or empowered or whatever. So I just thought like, oh, that's for y'all. Cool. It's not for me. I don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? And honestly, I don't think I really asked myself bigger questions of life but I think with all things, though, I think like, tragedy striking will just wakes you up, right? Like if you just getting money and you're comfortable and your dreams are coming true. I was still so young, right? I mean, like what I come to faith, 26, 27, something like that. So,
So what changed since then about your platform, about your style? Did anything change? Yeah,
I mean, for me, it was more just in life. I view everything with just gratitude. You know what I mean? I think I view it as like God given as opposed to self-made. And so just that mind switch alone, you treat everything different, right? Like I try to honor the God with my work. It's more deeply rooted in impact than money. Money's good, right? There's that balance. But like, I think, for me, character wise, like I used to drink, I used to go out all the time and like, a lot of things ethically I don't do that I used to, so.
Because of that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like what?
Women, we was pretty wild on the AND1 tour. We had a lot going on. So,
So what happened in Angola? You almost died?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got malaria. And
is that playing the AND1 tour?
Yeah, ironically, it was my last AND1 game I ever played. It was almost, this is like the switch of my life. It was my last AND1 game I ever played in 2010. And I stayed there for a month. The team that I was with, some guys from AND1, a few other streetball players were on this tour. They had to leave to go to Dominican Republic to play a game. But I had to stay in Africa, and I was there for like a month. And just a whole thing, dealing with the medical technology at the time in Africa was crazy, right? Even like when you get a shot, like they didn't have like, the plastic tubes you would screw in and then like that draws blood. They didn't have that, right? So they stick the needle in your arm. They have the plastic thing that stays there. Then they just like squeeze the blood out. I just went through a lot, man. It was crazy, but malaria is not fun.
So is that what happened? You got malaria?
Malaria, yeah.
And almost died?
Yeah, I had a basketball clinic outdoors in Africa. They do stuff outdoors in the 100-degree weather all the time. It was normal. Some of the dudes at the camp had like sweats on. Like it was just like nothing for them. Like it was so hot, I couldn't believe it. But there's these mosquitoes everywhere, you know what I mean? And they were all over me and my teammates, but I only got malaria. So that was like that damn near career ending, like even basketball ending, period? No. So if you treat malaria, you'll probably be okay. But I didn't know this at the time, right? And nobody spoke English up there, so it was a little confusing. But
how'd you feel? What'd it feel like?
It's like a flu, fever, like the worst flu and the worst fever at the same time. Like you'll be chilling and like the remote is right there in your bed, and then like just to reach over and get the remote is like too much work. You can't go to the bathroom by yourself. They have to roll you over to a wheelchair, push you in there, go use the bathroom, come back. It's just, you're just super weak, super sick feeling, super hot. It was nuts.
Did you tear an Achilles?
Yeah, tore the Achilles 2019.
And that's shit. That
was more
ago.
career threatening, like what you're saying. I mean, the malaria with me was life threatening.
Did you tear it with your jukes and your moves?
Yeah, I think the court I was playing on was slippery though too, so that didn't help. So I had like some throwback shoes from the 90s, these Penny Hardaway shoes, and I was playing in Miami on this outdoor court, but it was a little bit slippery. It was by the beach. I think there was sand on the court. And I did a movement that I never really do. I kind of like was on my toe and I like pushed off to go forward and snapped. So it's the worst basketball injury. You don't want it. 18 months.
I was going to say how long?
18 months to play basketball full speed and not think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can fully recover now. It's crazy.
You're back to good.
Kevin Durant, 3 or 4 of these dudes went down with Achilles, right? This year. What, Tatum, Dame Lillard, Halliburton. They all went down with the same injury. I think they'll all recover. Sometimes, here's the problem. In the NBA, they won't let you sit out 2 seasons in a row if they're paying you that kind of money, right? So you sit out a season, but you actually need more time. So some people don't come back the same still today because the NBA is not let you get enough time to rehab. And then I didn't have to have an NBA season to play, right? It's strenuous. You're playing every other night. Sometimes you're logging, 45 minutes or whatever. It's way more strenuous than my schedule. So I was able to recover like it never happened. But and I think like Kevin Durant was too. Maybe sat out a season and a half. He was able to do it. But a lot of guys don't. Like Klay Thompson. Is Klay Thompson as good as he was before the Achilles and the ACL? It was tough for him because he had back-to-back, right? ACL and Achilles. But also, I think he only sat 1 season. So it's just hard to get that strength back.
Isn't Durant in Houston?
Just went to Houston.
So what's your normal day look like? Like, what do you do when you wake up? Just whatever you want because you don't have to do anything? Or do you have like schedules and businesses? And do you have kids?
No kids, no family.
No wife?
No wife, no girlfriend.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially, well, I mean, depends. But back in the AND1 days, I bet you it was a good thing.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So you were just, correct me, AND1 is a streetball team running around, filming it, throwing out the show. Everyone obviously loved it, but it wasn't like in a court. It was on a street court.
Oh, it got big and then went to NBA arenas.
So you were playing in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah. 33 city summer tour.
And afterwards, what would happen? Explain, like, after you're getting out of the locker, the game's over. You got the chicks screaming at the tunnel.
Yeah, we actually do like a 2-hour autograph session on the main level.
And did you ever meet any girls doing that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Girl might come through there, give her number out 3 times. Yeah.
Who are you competing with?
Competing with? I mean, sure, I guess whoever, all the guys, you know what I mean? To be honest, though, I didn't really do that much. I just felt like the girl, like I said, a lot of dudes had that same thought in mind. So like, it just got to be a little much. And then a lot of times I would be the last one. Me and Hot Sauce would sit at the very end of the autograph line a lot of times. So they already gone through everybody by the time they get to us. And then I just figured there was other ways to meet women. Like the autograph line was just, there's too many thirsty dudes after the same women,
So how do you think you've evaded a chick nailing you down this whole time?
Good question, man. Good question. I feel like with my relationships, I never quite met anybody that fully complimented me. That's what I thought. Perfectly, yeah. So maybe my bar's too high. I don't know. But I truly feel that way. I just never met anybody that fully, like, really complimented me. So here we are.
Do you care?
What?
That you don't have a chick?
No, I don't know.
Do you want one?
Not today. No.
See, most people will be like, "Oh, poor guy." It's like, no, actually, you're in the right situation.
A lot of people because I'm 41, no kids, no wife, no girlfriend, and they'll be like, "Dang, like that's
what's wrong with him?"
A lonely life. But I was like, well, I woke up happy. I wasn't really.
Well, again, it depends. In my opinion, it depends because, like, I got to a point now where if I were single, I wouldn't be able to go do what I used to do single, which was all of it.
Yeah.
I was out on the hunt, let's just say.
Sure.
And I was a hunter.
Yeah.
I was a killer. So at the end of the day, like nowadays, I have different ethics and I just wouldn't go do the same things. So now shit, I almost don't know if I ever would want to be single.
Sure. Yeah. And then you fall in love with somebody, right? And you spent all these years. It's like so much.
Well, sometimes you just fall in love. It ain't quite full love. It's just
totally
fall in love.
Or you can be, what is
You're
it?
halfway in. That's good enough.
You can be in love, but not in like.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, that happens.
That's a thing.
Yeah. But dude, single right now, a lot of dudes listening, they think, you got to get a girl. You got to get a girl. Honestly, you don't. And I almost envy, and I'm happily married, but I almost envy single dudes.
Gotcha.
But only because I'm living in the past where it's like, oh, dude, if I was single, dang. But now
your wife doesn't want to hear that though, right?
Yeah, my wife I just tell the truth, and if she don't like it, she'll voice her opinion, and then I'll like make it up to her.
Gotcha.
But in reality, I mean, I'm happy that I'm married. I got 3 little girls. I've been married, not including the Russian, one time before.
Gotcha. And
had a couple kids. I got 7 kids, 4 women. Oh, wow. I've learned my lessons throughout life the hard way. And right now I'm very grateful to be married. I love my wife, but again, I'm also a realist. What if I came home and she was banging the neighbor? Well, then I'd be single. Gotcha. So sometimes I think, what if I was single? And then I think, don't threaten me with a good time. But now that I'm getting older, right? Now I'm a little older.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, dude, it's not the same anymore. Are you starting to feel that way?
Oh, I see what you're saying. A little bit. I think I'm not into young women. You know what I mean? Like 20, like mid 20s is crazy. It's like a kiddo. You know what I mean? So I think
that's another thing.
Dating dynamics feel different. I definitely like closer to my age.
Yeah, but now they already got kids.
Yeah,
they're on their 3rd marriage.
Definitely not into that. For sure. So it's hard.
That might be another reason.
The numbers of like somebody who I'd actually enjoy spending time with and potentially getting into a relationship with are like slim. So yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
What do you pray about?
When I pray? Everything.
But what do you pray about?
Oh, whatever's upcoming in the day, giving thanks for all things, just waking up, right? I believe like if God woke you up, you have purpose still. So like just that, a meal, a victory, a loss.
You pray for a meal?
Yeah, why not?
Well, giving thanks and praying are two different things. What I mean is like, what are you asking for? What do you want?
What are we asking for?
What do you want? What's the professor want?
A lot of time, it's funny, injury free, an injury free hoop session, a lot of times. But no, for things to go well, right? Being in business, there can be a lot of stressful things, right? So things to go well.
You got businesses other than basketball?
Superficial things too that I don't think are bad either. Goals, whatever you're trying to achieve.
What are you trying to achieve?
Well, like I said, I want to play to 50.
Is that for the love or the money?
Love. Purely. A lot of people want me to hang it. Like some people are suggesting to hang it up, but I was like, you ain't see that last video though? It was crazy. Like, but I don't feel like I declined like my game. I never felt a decline. If the audience may have their opinions, but me and my team never.
If I bet you 100 G's 1v1, would you take it?
Let's do it.
That'd just me giving you 100 G's because that'd be dumb as shit.
I know, that's what I was saying.
So I'm trying to figure out like what's next for you. Like, what are you trying to do? What do you want to do?
Are
you trying to buy businesses? I mean, eventually you got to think about stopping, dude. What are you going to do for money?
Good question. I think right now it's still platform building though. I think like if you have a 25 million following, do you let it go to go do something else? Well, maybe if it paid me, but I don't have something else paying me.
Yeah, but you don't let it go, bro. You shift it.
Slow shift, or what do you mean?
You still, I mean, you're not going to lose your 25 million following because you stopped playing basketball. If they're following you now.
Exactly. There you go.
So where are you taking them is the question.
I see what you're saying. This year I was trying to, I hadn't toured in a few years, Achilles, COVID, all these things. So now I'm back on the road touring, but I also would like to build something within the basketball community, some sort of crew, tournament, league. I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but
why don't you just buy a team?
I'd like to, man. Something to consider.
Do you have enough money to buy a team?
I don't have enough money to buy a team.
So now you got to start thinking about how much you got and how do you parlay that into having enough, or who can you partner with?
I think so too. I think if I'm being completely honest, my life was spent like carving this legacy, but it excites me because new territory. Like I said, nobody's ever been this well known outside of the NBA. Nobody's had this kind of a following this late in their career. And like I said, not in the league also. So that kind of excites me, but I spent a lot of time diving into like micromanaging video content and being too heavily involved in that. Not enough entrepreneurship, not enough financial mentorship. Never quite had the right team to elevate business. So I'm kind of turning over a leaf I probably could have done 10 years ago, if I'm being honest. I'm turning over a leaf I probably could have 10 years ago. But to be honest, I never had no belief in my brand. I just didn't. Like, AND1 was great, and people were really excited about that because I was an underdog. I was overachieving. And then it ended. And then I went viral, but like early internet wasn't respected, right? It was all right. Like it was, but it was like not like the big business wasn't coming for me. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man.
What's big though?
I wasn't signing no 7-figure deals. I've never inked a 7-figure deal in my life, which is crazy because like influencers now with a fourth of my following have inked $10 million deal. But I don't know.
Do you make at least 7 figures a year?
Yeah, I've made 7 figures a year since 2016.
Yeah, because like, dude, I mean, this podcast does 6 to 10 million a year.
That's dope.
You could have a fucking podcast in 2 seconds flat.
Yeah. I think for me, it's about meeting. Like I never had a deal for a pod.
You don't need a deal, bro. You are the deal.
True. It comes down to time. Then.
No, you need 2 motherfucking microphones and a roadcaster and that dude.
True.
And then you need your connections to invite them onto the podcast and just start shooting the shit.
Facts. Yeah.
And then next thing you know, those 25 million followers all of a sudden are now the professor's freaking fans of this podcast. And then those same people that didn't want to give you a shoe deal fucking advertise someone else's shoe deal on your podcast for 7 figures.
I like a pod ideal. I think.
And by the way, that is how you start to divert and diversify your brand.
Yeah, I think it always comes down to time, right? I think true. If I'm being honest, it's never made time for it. I spent so much time.
Dude, if you got time for mine, you got time for yours.
I think you're right. And I think that what I've learned is that maybe if it would have made time, I don't think my fan following, I don't think it would have been viral for 20 years. You know what I mean? But I think that like could have made more money.
My question's moving forward.
Oh,
past is the
we're
past.
on that now. We're on that. Whether it's pod, whether it's streaming series, I got new representation.
New show. Because, dude, this is the fucking new TV right here.
Yeah. I think me and you need to partner. This is actually what I think.
Well, I mean, I'll partner with you, dude. I'm
actually being dead serious, yeah.
So am I. But I mean, I look for partnerships because you can't do everything.
No.
But you got 25 million people. I have a fraction and it probably generates 10, 20 million a year without even trying.
Yeah.
And I say the same shit you do. Like, man, if I had a better team, like I need to get these. So I'm starting to assemble the right team in place.
Yeah.
And then, dude, you could leverage all of your, I call it, fandom into all kinds of money. And then what do you do with that money would determine whether or not you're like super wealthy or do well for the rest of your life. Because you probably already do well anyway. But like there's business deals that are just ridiculous. Like I got a dude, he develops real estate. You can throw him 500 grand and a year later get back $1.5 million. And by the way, your 500 grand comes back in 3 months. So you give him 500 grand, 3 months later, he'll give it back. Then a year later, year and a half, when the property moves, boom, he gives you another $1.5 million. And the whole time your name's on that property. So it's like, there's no real risk other than, the market crashes. So you could do 4 of those a year. Bang, 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 bang. So that's 4 or 5 million a year. And you ain't even doing shit.
Gotcha.
Then over here, you got your podcast and that starts to grow. And then that podcast turns into a damn TV show where you bring AND1 back and now it's AND2. Huh?
I like that. I mean, hey, I like that scenario.
Yeah. Or again, I mean, like just a show of some kind.
Yeah.
Because you got that personality.
You know what's funny? I've actually tried to pitch a show for a long time. I never could get it together. Like I've tried to pitch to streamers. I haven't got no believers.
Who you pitching?
Netflix, Amazon.
2 people?
Oh, you're saying like who's pitching it for me?
Yeah, I mean, when you say tried to pitch, a lot of people try, but they only try a couple people and they say it didn't work. And it's like, if you want a show, dude, we go get you a show.
4 different times, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to pitch like 400 times.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this guy needs a streaming pack. You know what that stream pack is? Get that stream pack, dude, and stick this dude out there nonstop.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, dude, I want to follow you around. I want to walk the courts with you. I want to freaking hear them chicks talking to you.
Gotcha.
That shit right there, dude, streaming's the new thing.
It is. Well, we're on that. We actually are on that.
All you got to do is watch the kids, dude. My 12-year-old girl, all she is watching streamers. I'm like, dude, social media's dying, streaming's starting.
It's both. I think you do both.
Yeah, I do too. And she does do both.
I think YouTube's going
But streaming, I think, is starting to.
It's the new wave.
It's almost because people like to watch.
I think so. Yeah, it's a more intimate watch, right? It's in real time. It's as intimate of a watch as you can get.
And Crossed Up University, how many users you got on that?
Well, I just launched, so slower than I want, but.
Well, I could get you a whole bunch of there too. I'll bet you. I'll bet you people from the Bomb Squad's gonna hit that up, and that's why I said parents, because sometimes it's like, well, I ain't got 12-year-old kids listening. Well, dude, there's obviously teenagers trying to become better ballers.
Yeah.
But parents need to think about, how do we get my kid's mind off of the street? You put a sport in their hand, you put a skill in their hand, so they fall in love with it. Because that's what your dad did for you, basically.
Yep. 100%. I think Cross Up does decent. Don't get me wrong. I just think it could go to another level. So I repartnered with somebody else for that. Like I just did it. Shot 4 new programs. He's like, he's like, yeah, 1 program. He's like, let's shoot 4 more. 5 programs. You run 3 different ads for all 5. We see just a better infrastructure. So yeah.
Well, you know what this whole building does, don't you?
No, what is it?
This is a software company that creates interactive training systems.
Oh, is that right?
To deliver shit like your content.
Crossed Up.
Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, all the sales trainers and skill trainers. We don't really do sports, although we have done some UFC shit, but it's all a marketing game. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you use Lightspeed or you use whatever you're using. It's the marketing that matters.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can make easily 10 million a year or more from that. Maybe even, believe it or not, like a month. Like we got grant up to like 6 mil a month.
Wow.
It's just sales training.
That's great.
So anyway, dude, I appreciate you spending some time. I know you didn't get no sleep. You're probably thinking, dude, let's get the fuck out of here.
Went to Vegas, forgot to sleep for sure.
Were you here for some basketball thing?
Thanks for letting us show up late and not be upset either. We had to get the coffee, man.
Dude, honestly, if you'd have canceled, I'd have been cool. Like,
wow, really?
Yeah, because like I'm just laid back, dude. I appreciate when people like you come by because, like, dude, you got other shit you could be doing. You ain't got to be here.
I actually think podcasts are fun. I like podcasts, and I think it's great for media. I think it has a lot to do with being viral and all that. So I appreciate it.
Well, dude, I think you need your own.
I don't disagree.
Folks, you already follow him. I was going to say, go follow him. Well, you're probably already following him. So fucking you have your people fucking follow me then.
There we go.
Folks, you heard it. Share this out. Go check out Crossed Up You. You can follow him at The Professor on YouTube. It's, I'm sure, at The Professor. What is it?
Professor Live on YouTube, The Professor on everything else.
Till next time, keep it real.
Let's go, bro.